Music licensing reimagined.
Long time coming, like on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Turn up the sun up from under the sun that we maxing the limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit.
Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers, and welcome to Last Look for UFC Abu Dhabi. We have Robert Whittaker going against Reinier de Ritter. And yeah, looking forward to this card. We got the fights kicking off in about an hour. In about 1 hour, we're going to get to see Marcus Bucha versus Martin Budai. That should be very fun. Some pretty solid fights in the card. And yeah, just looking forward to it. Kind of upset because I really need to mow the lawn. I really need to go out there and mow the yard. But and typically I would take a fight off and go mow the yard. But there's not really a fight on this card where I want to miss. So I'm gonna have to mow the yard after the card because I just don't want to miss any of these fights. So yeah, that's how good of a card it is. A very good fight night card. Have a decent amount of action, kept it short and sweet, but yeah, some spots definitely sticking out, and looking forward to going over the card one last time, kind of looking to see where some of these lines have moved throughout the week and any last second line movement we need to kind of talk about there. So before we get into, if you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, some good cards coming up. We have a couple Apex cards coming up the next 2 weeks. I think they're going to be fun. And then we have UFC 319 coming up in 3 weeks, which is going to be a really good pay-per-view. As long as we get a co-main event, still no co-main event for UFC 319. So hopefully they figure that out in the very near future. But yeah, some really good cards coming up. We got Contender Series coming up. So yeah, a lot of stuff to be excited about as fight fans. What is up, everybody in the chat? We have A, first one in here. Let's go. What is up, A? Good to see you in here. We got Eric the Red. What's up, Brady? Good luck today. Good luck to you as well, Eric. Breakfast with Brady. Yep, just got done with some breakfast myself. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a nice breakfast this morning. We got Paulie the Parrot. What's up, brother? This feels like a card where everyone will make a shit ton of money or get absolutely wrecked. It does feel like one of those cards. It does feel like one of those cards. Are you no longer doing a best bet? It's up in the air. Thinking about doing something. We'll see in the very near future. We'll see in the very near future. It's tough to get people on. It's really tough to get people on. I just don't want to come on here by myself or just with one other person. So we'll see. We got Matt M. It's raining. Leave it for tomorrow. It's definitely not. It's actually a really nice day today. So probably I gotta get it done today. We got Jerry. What's up, everyone? Love from Florida. What is up, Jerry? Hopefully you're enjoying that Florida sun. We got YOLO. Yo. What's up? Elder. What's up, Brady? What is up? Coffee and piping hot. Yeah, hopefully there are a couple piping. I think there will be. a couple pipings today. We got Tom. Go, Brady. Good luck to you as well. We got Ebus. Let's get this money, gang. Let's get it. Patrick saying, thanks, Brady. Love the content. Appreciate you, Patrick. Raul saying, sing today, please. No. I sang on my betting breakdown video. People loved it. Maybe I'll have to do that, more often. But yeah, people seem to enjoy I did a little intro. Got to make my money today. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. I can't wait for the Ribas Reichi milk sesh. Yeah, somebody's getting milked in that one. You got to imagine. We got Tom with the $5 dono. Appreciate you, Tom, saying, what's up, Brady? You and Uncle Weezy are my go-to cappers. Thanks for the info and insight. Let's go. Appreciate you, Tom, for the kind words. Appreciate you, Tom, for the dono. Does mean a lot. Best of luck today. Hopefully you enjoy the fights. We got Andrew saying, Brady, we got to make up from last weekend. Card isn't the best for action this week. I totally agree. Yeah, not a ton sticking out, but there are some things sticking out. I'm hoping everybody shows up this week and tries. That's all I want. I just want people to go out there, these fighters to go out there and just try, just show up, give it your all. So hopefully that's the case. Good to hear. Didn't think RDR would look so big compared to the Reaper at the face-offs. I'm right there with you. I knew he'd be bigger, but I didn't know he'd be that much bigger. So that kind of spooked me a little bit. Watching from Thailand tonight. There you go. Prelims start at 11 p.m. for me. It could be worse. I know some people that have to get up like 4 o'clock in the morning to watch the early prelims. But yeah, 11 o'clock, you'll probably be up. You'll be up a bit, but yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse. I see a ton of finishes on this card. Yeah, I think so. I think we do get a fair amount of finishes. What's up, B? I'm taking a break from mowing my lawn now. There you go. It's it's fun sometimes. Mowing your lawn, it's fun sometimes, you know. If Liao loses, it will be Kevin Holland PTSD for the whole gambling community. Yeah. If Liao loses, it will be a Kevin Holland situation. Did you hear SD Dumas is putting the metalweight? Did he say that? Did he really say that? The metalweight division on notice, plans on the Trump board in full effect. Oh yeah, I see your tweet, lazy bet. Oh yep, over the metalweight division. Jeez, SD. He called the middleweight division the metalweight division. That's hilarious. The knocked out theme song doing I miss it too, but it got copyrighted. They got the writers, the artists who made the song, they got greedy. They copyrighted it, and I can no longer use a knocked out. So that sucks. That sucks. We got an hour. Let's begin. The OV wagons to hit. All right, there we go. There we go. Brady, just wanted to say you are hilarious. Stat Tickers with Wheezy cracks me up. Yeah, I love doing Stat Tickers with Uncle Wheezy. Always a fun time. Always a fun time. Canadian upsets the one-eyed pirate. Would be a big upset. Would be a big upset. Brady on that top shelf. Yes, sir. All right. I say we get into it. Let's talk through some of these matchups. We have the first fight of the card. It is going to be Marcus Buchecha going against Martin Budai. We have Buchecha minus 260, Budai plus 220. And a lot of money came in on Buchecha earlier in the week, and he went down as low as minus 300. But, you know, as of recent, a lot of money has came in on Martin Budai. Budai was as high as plus 250, and he's currently, as of now, sitting as a plus 190 favorite or plus 190 underdog. So money is coming in on Martin Budai. And there are some spots I do like in this fight. I like the Buchecha early props because I think if he's going to win this fight, I think it's going to be early. If he's, you know, not able to finish, Martin Budai in this fight does reach, you know, late second round, third round. I do think it's going to get very sloppy, very greasy, very sweaty. But I do think Buchecha gets on top of Budai, and I just have a strong feeling that once he gets on top of Budai, you know, Budai might not have much for him off his back. I can see Buchecha landing some solid ground and pound. Buchecha obviously has a very high level ground game, so I could see Buchecha sub. I could see Buchecha TKO, but I think it's going to be early. So I played Buchecha round 1, round 2 at about a pick 'em. That's kind of how I'm attacking it, and then I did sprinkle the Buchecha KO prop because I just think he's gonna pound away, and I could definitely see Martin Budai kind of covering up and looking for the door, and the ref stopping the fight as long as the ref is not Jason Herzog. So yeah, I like Buchecha to get the job done here. I like him to get it done early, but if this fight does get extended, it could certainly get extremely, extremely greasy there. But yeah, hopefully Buchecha gets it done early. Yep, I like this too. I was looking at that. So originally I was looking at playing just the under 1.5 in general. Sunday was plus 145. I liked that quite a bit. I didn't pull the trigger and it got smashed. Obviously, it's now minus 110 now. And then I was planning on doing the Buchecha and the under 1.5. But then I saw the round 1 or round 2 was only minus 105. So I took that, but I like that as well. The Buchecha money line and the under 1.5 plus 115. I think it's a great way to play Buchecha. Let's see here. RIP Hulk Hogan. Yeah, RIP Hulk Hogan indeed. Crazy. DGen bets locked in. Let's go. How we doing, Brady? What's the locks? I'm thirsty, in need of a drink. It's too early for that. Too early for a drink. I don't know if there's any locks, but I think Liao should absolutely beat 70-year-old Muslim Salakov. It's probably my most confident play, I'd say. Liao to finish Salakov. Martin, the boring Budai by decision, defending doubles against the cage. I hope not. I hope it's not a boring fight. But yeah, we could see that. Budai's a big dude. It could turn out that Buchecha is not able to take down Budai, and Budai is able to kind of use his size and hold Buchecha against the cage. But I don't know. I mean, Budai is able to hold guys against the cage, but he's holding guys like Barnett, guys like Jake Collier, Guys like Josh Parisian. I think Bucha is a lot better than those guys, but we'll see. He's making his debut here. It's Fuking Fight Day, lads. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Got in on Bucha KO plus 900. Same here. KO2 plus 3,000. KO3 plus 5,000. Wild numbers. Absolute massive numbers there. Bucha's got this easy. I hope so. I really hope so. I'm not a big fan of Mark Budai. I could see Liao marching directly into a spinning kick to the dome. I can too, but the thing about Liao is he's just next level durable, so he'll probably eat that spinning kick and just keep coming forward. He doesn't really seem to care about getting hit, and he's super tough. Bucha KO train, let's go. Sprinkle that and hit his decision. Hopefully that KO hits. That'd be a great start to the night. Great start to the night. All right, let's move on to the next fight. We have Stephen Wynn going against Muhammad Yaya. So Stephen Wynn is sitting at minus 355, and Muhammad Yaya is sitting at plus 280. I'd be fairly surprised if Stephen Wynn lost this fight, actually, but I just couldn't get to a bet. The reason I couldn't get to a bet is all these lines are just, they're blown out. The Stephen Wynn line is like, you can't lay minus 355 on Stephen Wynn. I was hoping for just a much better price on Stephen Wynn. And then it's like, okay, I'll wait for his inside the distance prop. Maybe that can be, solid plus money. No, it's not plus money at all. Stephen Wynn inside the distance is best price minus 115. Like laying chalk on a Stephen Wynn finish prop just seems dirty. Do I think it hits? Probably, but I can just see a lot of scenarios where it goes wrong, and it goes wrong very quickly. So yeah, I think Stephen wins. I'm actually pretty confident Stephen Wynn wins the fight, but it just seems very irresponsible to put any money on him. So yeah, this is a fight I'm kind of staying away from. I think Muhammad Yaya has to be the worst fighter on the roster. Like, I can't think of a worse fighter than Muhammad Yaya. I mean, Yaya, he throws no volume. He has no ground game. He has no cardio. And to win fights, you have to do something, right? And he just doesn't do anything. I just can't say one good thing about Muhammad Yaya. So yeah, Wynn should get this done, but yeah, they're all over it. They're definitely all over it. Yaya by KO is the best prop. I don't know. To knock somebody out, you have to throw something. He doesn't throw anything. I don't even think he has any power. I think if Yaya is winning, it might be like a split decision robbery type fight. I don't know. It's a weird fight. I didn't even like Yaya in the Sandlot, let alone in the UFC. Yeah, I don't like Yaya at all, man. I wish I got a much better price on Stephen Wynn, but not going to happen. Stephen Wynn inside the distance. Yep, he should finish. Fight goes to decision. Maybe. I mean, Yaya's he has no cardio. He has no durability. I mean, Stephen Wynn should absolutely smoke this guy, but it's Stephen Wynn. Stephen 2-3 KO plus 500. Sprinkle my only action. I like that. I think that actually hits. I think that's a solid play. I looked at that as well, but yeah, just don't really want to put any money on this fight. We got the Milkman in the building. What's up, Milkman? Hopefully we see some milkings tonight or today. The milking has gotten back on track ever since the Omar C screwed the 16-week winning streak up. Milking of the week has been back on track, which is nice to see. We got Moyes in here. What is up, Moyes? Good to see you. Good to see you. Stephen late or decision. Yep, round 3 decision could be a look. Going to sprinkle Yaya split. That's his path. That's his path. We got Mike. My nipples are hard for this card just as a fan. Yeah, as they should be. That's a very, very solid card. JK, shout out Brady. Tom Brady, early dick swing it today. Yeah, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Can't decide who to play in cash, Oslon or Bucha. Who do I play, y'all? I'm going Bucha there because Oslon, he could get an early KO, but I could also see the fight just being very low volume, very boring, potentially even going to decision. I kind of feel like Elcana is going to try his best to avoid the fight. We'll talk about that one shortly here. Liao second round KO plus 400. I like it. You might need help if you put any money on Yaya. Yeah, really, you might need help if you put any money on this fight in general. But yeah, especially Muhammad. I mean, he's so bad. I mean, for Stephen Wynn to lose this fight, I'd be convinced that he threw it. We've seen it more and more recently. Fighters going out there and just throwing the fight and not showing up. It wouldn't shock me if Stephen Wynn got paid off because he's only getting paid what, 10,000, 10 and 10. It wouldn't shock me if they offered Stephen Wynn a big sum of money to get Muhammad Yaya a win in his hometown. So I'd be careful because this fight just makes no sense. It's weird. Muhammad Yaya is not a UFC level fighter, but maybe Wynn throws the fight. It would not shock me at all. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. And we have Ibo Oslon going against Billy Elcana. Yeah, this is another pass for me because Elcana is another guy that I'm just not sold on at all. But Oslon's not really a guy I want to lay minus 280 on. So yeah, these lines, and we've seen it these last couple months, they've just been inflated. We have guys that should be maybe minus 150, minus 200 that are minus 300 favorites, right? We see, fights, guys that should be minus 250, minus 300 that are minus 800 favorites, right? So these lines are inflated, and this is another one. I got to go Ibo Oslon here. Billy Elcana, I don't think he's going to have success wrestling. I don't think he doesn't really throw much, and he's super hittable. He's a tough dude. I'll give him that, but I kind of think Oslon's going to piece him up here, potentially knock him out, but I could definitely see this fight getting extended. And yeah, I could definitely see this fight being a little boring. I don't think Elcana is going to want to get hit by Oslon here. I think he's going to do a lot of running away. So yeah, I got to go Oslon, but nothing's really sticking out from a betting perspective. The over 1.5 is kind of interesting, but Oslon could knock him out in the first round if he goes out there and tries to take his head off. So yeah, it's another pass for me on this one. We got Dr. Peener. What's up, Dr. Peener? I'm trapped at work at the hospital trying to keep these dumbasses alive and can't hang out. Just wanted to say, Brady, hey girl, hey baby mama is the song of the year. Appreciate that, Dr. Peener. It's an original. It's one that I made myself. Hopefully you enjoyed it, Dr. Peener. And yeah, keep keeping them alive. Appreciate your work. Thanks, Gio. No problem, Gio. All I ask is RDR and Syed both win. We'll see, man. Elcana is live, but picking Evo. And yeah, he could be live just because Ibo Oslon, I don't think he has the best cardio. I don't think he has the best ground game. So Oslon round 1 KO, or he will gas and get subbed. Yeah, he could gas. The thing I'll say about Oslon is I do think his gas tank's very bad, but at the same time, he did get a 3rd round knockout win against the Pleasure Man. So that power does carry late, and I think he does have actually two finishes that are late in his fight. So yeah, I don't think he's like a guy that's going to go out there death gas and quit. Like he can still fight through fatigue type thing. Oslon by decision, most likely. Oslon by decision is a pretty big number. I think I saw like plus 500. Yeah, shout out Dr. Peener, man. It's nice. It's always nice to have a medical professional in the chat, just in case we have medical questions there. Ibo Oslon hits like a train, man. Come on, do not underestimate him. I'm not. I'm just saying I don't want to lay minus 300 on a guy with 1 round of cardio, But yeah, he should win. He should win. Ibo sub Dagestan to yeah, so he did go to Dagestan to train there. So maybe he does go for a sub. It'd be hilarious. What is the sub? Plus 1,600. I don't know. Maybe we saw Bogdan Guskov sub Elcana, so you never know. You never know. All right, let's keep moving on to the next fight. We have Amanda Ribas going against Tabitha Reichi. And yeah, I wanted to make a case for Reichi. I just can't. I mean, I think it is going to be a competitive fight like most Reichi fights are. But at the end of the day, I just think Ribas is just simply the better fighter. The thing I always worried about with Ribas is the chin. But she's not going to have to worry about that here with Tabitha Reichi, who has like no power. I think Ribas is the better striker. She has a big height advantage, reach advantage, volume advantage. And then I think she's the better grappler as well. So yeah, I just think Ribas is just a little bit better everywhere. I think the line's about right, maybe a little bit too wide. But yeah, I think Ribas should get the job done. Like I said, I don't think Reichi's going to knock her out. I don't think Reichi's going to take her down and out-control her. I actually think this fight might primarily play out on the feet. And I think Ribas just does more over the course of 15 minutes. But yeah, I do think it's going to decision. It's heavily favored to do so. The fight goes to decision is minus 550. So that means this fight's going to come into the hands of the crooked, blind, corrupt judges. And we could definitely see some shenanigans over in Abu Dhabi today. So yeah, it's one I'm staying away from as well. but the pick's got to be Ribas for me in what should be a close-ish fight. I have no idea about Krillov versus Bogdan. Can go either side. No idea. Sub or KO. I'm right there with you. I saw Dr. Peener in the Island Fights chat last night. Did you? Yeah, Dr. Peener, he's doing his rounds, man. He's doing his rounds. Played the under 2 rounds and Elcana sub. I think Oslon KO is the most likely outcome. I can definitely see it. Dr. Peener saved my wiener. There you go. I got Ribas a decision at plus 110 when I opened a bet online. Yeah, great bet. That was one I was actually looking at as well. Yeah, and I got hit. You got hit hard, huh? Minus 130 now. Still can get minus 105, but I think that's the most likely scenario is that Ribas decision. Reichi TKO's the air. Yeah, she does. And the air is tough. The air is tough. The air will not go down without a fight. But yeah, Reichi does TKO the air quite a bit. Ribas has good grappling. Also, she's low level, full package. Yeah, Ribas is pretty good everywhere, I'd say. Besides the chin. Reichi looked way smaller. Yep, another reason I do lean towards the Ribas side. Bucha is the lock of the card, the best BJJ of our generation. It'll be a man fighting a child. I hope you're right, because I do have a bet on Bucha, so hopefully he gets it done. Pass fight, if anything, split decision. Yeah, it could be a split. Reichi plus 3.5. I don't hate it. The only thing I probably don't like is the line. I'm guessing it's pretty bad. I'm guessing it's like minus 200 or even worse. And those plus 3.5s are scary. I mean, with these crooked, corrupt judges, those plus 3.5s are very scary. Ribas has won only 3 of her past 8, which is sketchy. Yeah, but she's losing to really, really solid fighters. But Watch Guru said Reichi is gonna get her corrupt decision, and that could happen. That could definitely happen. I wouldn't even bet on women's MMA fight if they are both feminine. I wouldn't even bet. Yeah, these ladies both are feminine as far as I'm concerned. I always bet on the more masculine fighter, or don't bet it if they're both feminine. Well, both these ladies are feminine. Ribas sub is live. Yeah, her BJJ is very good. Could be live. But I think it probably goes to decision. What do you think? What would you rather take to round out a 3-legger? Jan round 3 or decision minus 200, or Guskov fight won't? I'd say fight won't start round 3, but I think they both hit. Biggest upset? Well, if there's a biggest upset, it's going to be Marc-Andre Bario. I don't think he wins, but that would be the biggest upset. All right, let's keep moving on to the next fight. We have Blackshere going against Davey Grant. And yeah, so I think Blackshere has all the tools to not only win this fight, but win it very dominantly, very convincingly. And all he has to do is simply do what he does best, and that's grapple. This guy is a phenomenal grappler. The wrestling's solid. And if he goes out there and wrestles and takes down Davey Grant, I think he is actually going to win very easily. The problem with Blackshere is it seems he has fell in love with his hands a little bit, right? I don't think he attempted one takedown in his last fight against Alateng Lee, and I get it. He was controlling the fight. He was winning the fight on the feet, but, I mean, just take him down and sub him. I mean, Alateng Lee had nothing for him on the ground, but he didn't even try to take him down. And now he's going against Davey Grant, and if he pulls that against Davey Grant could probably knock him out. I don't like how Blackshere reacts to punches, and Davey Grant hits very, very hard. So, but yeah, Blackshere minus 350 to minus 400, and he will look that price if he goes out there and grapples, because Davey Grant, although he does have a solid submission game offensively and he is dangerous, we could see his defensive grappling tested, which is very bad. Davey Grant's giving up positions easily. He's making mistake after mistake, and I do think Blackshere will sub him if he gets him down. So I played the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 110, and it looked like it went to plus 100 this morning. It's now minus 105. I think that's a solid look, because if Blackshere fights smart, he's going to sub Grant. If Blackshere does not fight smart, I think Grant can knock him out. So I like violence here. The Blackshere props, they're all kind of bad. Like Blackshere by inside the distance is plus 135. I'd rather just pay a little bit more to get that fight doesn't go, just in case he doesn't grapple and he gets knocked out. Blackshere by submission got smashed to plus 160. That's crazy. But yeah, I think that hits if Blackshere fights smart. So yeah, Blackshere should win, but it is definitely one of those fight IQ tests where he just needs to fight smart. Blackshere by decision. Yeah, I could see a decision as well with some top time. Maybe Grant's able to survive, but I think Grant's defensive grappling is horrible. Grant's been submitted, I think, 4 times. And nobody's really been testing his ground game as of late. I mean, Asuncao did it a little bit, but Asuncao's like 50. Grant plus 7.5, minus 125, not a typo. Yeah, that'll hit as long as he doesn't get finished. Davey Grant is so old, man. I can't trust him, especially lower weight classes. It's very risky and dangerous betting on him. Yeah, I think he's turning 40 in the very near future. I'm picking Grant, risky pick. Yeah, it is risky, but it all comes down to how Blackshere approaches his fight. If Blackshere uses his fight IQ, he should beat Grant. It's all up to Blackshere. It is. It's scary. Blackshere submission plus 215. Is it plus 215 still? Yeah, I think it hits, but yeah, it is plus 215 on Bovada. Yeah, it should hit. But he needs to grapple. Brady, why do you feel like the Ibo Oslon fight is going over? I honestly feel like we see old balls to the wall, Ibo Oslon here. And yeah, we could. I think a pick 'em for the over-under makes sense because I do think Elcana is going to run around, try to avoid the fight. And Elcana, we got to remember, he is durable. That's probably his one good trait is Elcana is a durable guy. So I lean it going over, but I could see it going under. I'm not touching that fight. Davey by KO plus 700, I think that's a big number, man. If Blackshere messes around on the feet, that's going to be live. But hopefully Blackshere fights smart. Up next, we got Carlos Liao going against Muslim Salakov. And yeah, my night pretty much comes down to this fight. I have the fight doesn't go to decision in a parlay that I added today. And then I also bet the Carlos Liao by knockout. I got a ton of CLV on it, which is terrifying. I got the knockout at minus 110. And the knockout prop, it's not even showing up. But I think it's like minus 150 best price, something like that. Minus 160. Oh, you can still get a minus 135. That's not bad. But yeah, I think Liao should go out there and march down Salakov and knock him out pretty early here. Salakov, he says he's 40 years old, but we all know that is a complete lie. He's at least 80. He's been fighting forever. This guy has, I don't know, his cardio is not great. The durability is not great. I've never been a fan of Muslim Salakov, but he has won a lot of UFC fights. I just don't think this is a good matchup for him. Salakov likes that space. He likes that space to move around and throw those spinning old kicks. And Liao's not going to give him any space. Liao's going to pressure forward from the jump. He's going to get in his face. He's going to attack to the head, to the body. And I think Liao's going to break him. And I think he's going to break him probably within the first 2 rounds here. So I like Liao by knockout. I like the fight doesn't go to decision. I like Liao inside the distance. I just think it's a really tough. I'm surprised that Muslim Salakov accepted this fight. I mean, this guy's 40, maybe older. It just seems like a rough matchup for one Muslim Salakov here. Liao is going to make up for the crooked corrupt judge's bad decision by knocking out Salakov. That's what he's got to do. He can't let this go into the hands of the crooked, blind, corrupt judges. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Liao should end this quickly. I hope so. I hope it's quick and painless. Quick and painless for, well, there will be some pain. Oh my gosh. I mean, this guy, Liao, hits very hard. 75 is the new 40. Yeah, this dude is 75. It's crazy. I'm big on the under 2.5. Also sprinkled Liao by sub. I could see him grappling here. Yeah, if Liao subs Salakov, I'm going to smash my TV. But yeah, it could happen. I've been waiting all my life for somebody to try to grapple Salakov, but nobody ever does it. The amount of sub props I've lost against Salakov is ridiculous. And if Liao randomly grapples here, that would quite frankly just piss me off. We got Uncle Weezy in the building with the Ahoy. What is up, Uncle Weezy? Best of luck to you today. And yeah, looking forward to August. heading out to Chicago to hang out with my Uncle Weezy. Should be a fun time. Gonna watch some fun fights, man. UFC 319 is gonna be a fun time. Looking forward to that. Gonna get a quick nap in before the fight. You better start napping now. The fight's kicking off in 30 minutes. Liao by first round piping. Nobody should have that much acne his age, but as Max Holloway says, it is what it is. Yeah, the dude's clearly on some juice, man. Price on the fight won't start round 2. It is it's plus 175. That's not bad. Plus 175, plus 180. That's not bad. For the fight won't start round 2. It's either going to hit or it's not going to hit, and you're going to be like, wow, how did that not hit? And then it finishes in round 2 type thing. So, yeah, I don't hate that. It's not bad. Liao's takedown line just moved a lot for him to land at least one. Maybe. I mean, Salakov does have really good takedown defense. I think it'd be like a waste of energy for Liao to wrestle here, but you never know. If Salakov wins, the Father Time will no longer be undefeated. We saw some older guys winning last week. We saw like 40-year-old Pitbull win. We saw 40-year-old D-Rod win. A lot of 40-year-olds won last week, but hopefully that trend doesn't continue here. Wouldn't be surprised if Liao bodies him on the feet either. Yeah, me too. What do you think? What do you make of the KO odds in the Guskov fight? We'll talk on that fight soon, but you mean for Guskov or Krillov? Will Bucha finish him? He better finish Budai. I think he does. All right, let's keep moving on. We have the next fight. It is Bryce Mitchell going against Saider Magomedov. A lot of monies came in on Bryce Mitchell throughout the week. Bryce Mitchell is now a minus 150 favorite. Saider Magomedov is sitting at plus 130. I thought a pick'em personally was a little bit more accurate because I could see strong pass for both guys. Like with Bryce Mitchell, he's going to be the minute winner here with the wrestling, and I can definitely picture in my head a scenario where Bryce Mitchell goes out there and not only wins the fight, but just quite frankly dominates the fight with the takedowns, with the top control. But Saider Magomedov, he does have some paths here. Syed's going to be the better striker, very flashy strikes, more power on the feet. Saider Magomedov has that very sneaky submission game as well, so he could definitely do the better work in the striking. He could potentially wrap up a choke. And this is Bryce Mitchell's first fight down in the bantamweight division. So I do think there are some reasons to like Syed here as a dog, but at the same time, I could very well just imagine Mitchell just controlling the fight for 15 minutes. So it's one I'm staying away from personally. I looked at maybe the finish only for Saider Magomedov, but they are all over it. I think best I saw was like minus 200. Not good enough. So I'm going to sit back and watch this one because I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to this fight. But yeah, I don't know if I love the minus 150 on Bryce Mitchell because if this does go to decision, and even if Mitchell wins the fight, it's like, the fight's going to go into the hands of the crooked crub. We could see a very bad decision. We could see a robbery here if it goes the full 15. But yeah, it's a tricky one. I'm staying away from this one personally. The KO props for Guskov are identical at plus 270. I would rather bet Guskov by knockout than Krillov by knockout. I think if Krilov's winning, it's more likely sub. Mitchell can ragdoll Syed. He could. He definitely could. We've seen Kakramanov kind of ragdoll Magomedov for a round and a half until he got subbed. I'm calling a ninja choke from Syed. It's very live. It is very live. At the very least, he's going to go for it a couple times, Guys, I'm telling you, Syed by sub is a very good line. Yeah, best I saw was plus 400. I'm not sure if it hits, but like I said, he's going to attempt a good amount, I think. If it goes Bryce's way, his DK score will break the slate, but it could easily get pieced up instead. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing it. It's a pretty good fight to have both sides on because with Mitchell, if he wins the fight, he's going to score a ton. And if Syed wins the fight, it's probably some type of finish, some type of front choke, or maybe landing a big shot. Bryce got this one. Yeah, as long as he's got to watch that neck. Thoughts on Syed under 0.5 takedowns? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't think he'd go for takedowns. It wouldn't make much sense to go for takedowns, but You never know. 0.5s are always scary because sometimes we see just fighters who have no business going for takedowns, getting them. But I wouldn't think he'd get any take. It just would make no sense. We got Jamie. You are a legend, Brady. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate you. I try my best. It's hard to trust Mitchell considering his last 2 fights and the drop down to weight class. Yeah, I'm not trusting him personally, but I could definitely see a path for him to win. Was it just me, or was Budai in crazy shape? Looked delicious. Definitely just you. What I will say is Budai probably looked in the best shape he has, but in terms of looking delicious, no, that's all you. Plus 440 is wild. That's a good line. I almost played a couple units on the Bryce money line last night, but didn't pull the trigger. I do have 1 unit on Bryce by decision at plus 155, and yeah, I do think that's his path. Be pretty surprised if he finished their Magomedov here. Yeah, I think that's how I play Bryce if I would play him. Decision. Don't sleep on Billy Elcana. I kind of am, but I'm not. I'm also not betting minus 300 on Ibo Oslon. I took Liao 2 takedowns plus 850. I think it's a must play stuff. Yeah, if Liao wrestles, I'm gonna be pissed off personally, but he might. I hope he just knocks him out though. Budai was looking kind of thick, to be honest. Yeah, he's a thick boy. I mean, this guy Budai cuts down from what, probably 290. I mean, he cuts a lot of weight. He's got to cut a lot of weight. This guy Budai. Side by Ninja, is it really plus 5,000? That's crazy. I didn't even look at those. Plus 5,000 is crazy. All right, let's move on to the next fight. We got Nikita Krillov going against Bogdan Guskov. So I don't know about this one. So the under 1.5's gotten smashed. Jeez, minus 205. Yikes! But it makes total sense. I mean, I'd be shocked if this fight went over. And I have the fight won't start round 3 in a parlay. That's all I have for this fight. I was gonna look at maybe betting some type of prop on Krillov. But I don't know. Is it just me, or does Krillov just look off? Like at the weigh-ins, like he looks rough. Looks like he put on 10 years of age. Looks like he's 40 now. He's only 30. Just looks bad to me. I don't know. He had a bad injury. He had a big layoff. He came back against Dominic Reyes and got knocked out. And he looks different. But yeah, I mean, I think this should be Krillov. He should be able to take down Guskov easily, and I just don't think Guskov's ground game is good. I know Guskov's a brown belt, but I mean, Volkan Oezdemir is out here taking him down. Billy Elcana is out here taking him down. I mean, that was a horrible look. Ryan Spann, same thing. I think Krillov should run right through him on the ground, but if Krillov goes out there and strikes with Guskov's a very, very live dog, right? So I like violence here. I think it's either Krillov by early submission, early TKO in rounds 1 or rounds 2, or I think it's Guskov by knockout early in rounds 1 or rounds 2. But I think the fight won't start round 3 is a solid parlay piece. And I think the under 1.5 could be a solid parlay piece as well. The under 1.5 got as low as like minus 135, I think, on DK earlier in the week. Yeah, minus 135. And I was like, what's going on? But now it's minus 188. So, yeah, I think the unders should hit here. We got Will saying, hey, catching live. Let's go. Let's get it. Fights are kicking off in about 20 or so minutes. I said the exact same thing. 10 years of aging and 2 years for Nikita. Yeah, he looks 50. I don't know if he's been hanging out with Muslim Salakov or what, or Azamat Mirzakana, but Nikita Krillov looks older, a lot older. I don't know what's going on. BJJ isn't real. Budai is just going to stand up. I don't think Budai can. You know how hard it's going to be for Budai? I mean, this guy's probably going to weigh 280, 290 there today. It's going to be tough for a 300-pound man to just get up. It's going to be hard. Krillov had, negative aura. I took Krillov sub or Bogdan KO, and I think that's a solid way to play it, depending on the lines. Like, I think those are the 2 most likely scenarios. Any other scenario, I'd be kind of surprised. But unless it's like a Krillov TKO. Guskov by KO, Krillov is not the same, and that's what I fear. That's what I fear. If this fight was before the Dom Reyes fight, I'd have 5 units on Nikita Krillov right now. But the fact of the matter is I'm a little bit worried about Krillov. Not a lot of great dogs on this card. Guskov for sure is worth a shot. Yeah, and if you do play Guskov, you play the knockout prop, right, which is almost plus 300 on some books. It's not a bad look. Krillov's new haircut got me blushing at weigh-ins. You're something else, dude. No way he loses. I didn't even notice the haircut, but maybe it's nice. I don't know. All right, let's move on to the next fight. We have a straight pick'em here. Asa Mabayev minus 115, Jose Ochoa minus 105. And yeah, I think a pick'em's about right. It kind of feels like the Syed Bryce Mitchell fight. Like whoever wins this fight is probably in hindsight going to look like a big favorite. And I'm a big fan of Ochoa, big believer of him. I think he's a legit prospect. But at the same time, although I'm not that high on Asa Mabayev, I don't want to completely discount him for, coming off of a loss against Manel Kape, where Manel Kape is probably a top 3 guy in the flyweight division. Manel Kape cheated in that fight and poked his eyes out several times. And I don't want to, discount Almabayev because Almabayev is a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. He was on a roll prior to the Kape fight. The wrestling's very good. The cardio's solid. And he's a guy that fights smart, and you don't see that a lot these days. Guys that are going to go out there and fight to their strengths, and he does that in every single fight. So it would not surprise me if he goes out there and takes down Ochoa and does so for 3 rounds. And but Ochoa definitely has some paths here. Like I think it's gonna maybe be a good live bet spot. If it turns out, Almabayev's not able to hold down Ochoa, like Ochoa's probably going to finish him. I mean, Ochoa, if he can keep this on the feet, I think Ochoa has a lot of power. Almabayev's been knocked out before. So it all comes down to whether or not Ochoa is able to get back up if he gets taken, because he will get taken down. 100% he's getting taken down, but will he be able to get back up, or will Almabayev be able to, get on top and stay on top for long periods of time? So it's a tricky fight. It's certainly a tricky fight. I had a bet on the Ochoa inside the distance prop against Cody Durden last fight, and I was looking at maybe the same thing here, but I don't know. I could see this going either way. So I'm going to sit back and watch this one. Another kind of a tough fight to call, in my opinion. What are you guys liking for this one here? I have Guskov by KO. Yeah, don't mind a small shot on the KO, but I think Krillov should win, but I'm worried about him. On paper, fake Anthony Smith's got this. I don't know about that. Ochoa is one of the best boxers in Florida. He's I thought he was a shoot the box guy. Stop ducking Ilya Topuria. DFS. I'm not ducking him. I like Topuria. Topuria made me a lot of money in his last fight against Oliveira, so I'm happy with the guy. All right. So yeah, nothing really sticking out here. Let's move on to the next fight. We got Shara Magomedov going against Marc-Andre Bario. Shara Magomedov is the biggest favorite on the card, sitting at minus 640, and Marc-Andre Bario plus 465. Like I said earlier, these lines, they're inflated, they're blown out. Should Shara be minus 640? No, but they're making him 640 because nobody's gonna bet Bario. I mean, how could you? I mean, I'd be very surprised if Marc-Andre Bario won this fight. I don't really know what a Bario win looks like. Shara is going to be the better striker. The durability advantage is heavily. I mean, this guy Bario just got knocked out by Dustin Stoltzfus 2 fights ago. And if it goes to decision and it's even remotely close, I mean, who's the decision going to? It's going to Shara Magomedov. So I just think really, like, I'm kind of shocked Marc-Andre Bario accepted this fight, because it's like, it's a horrible matchup for him. So yeah, Shara should win, but he's minus 640. No props really sticking out. So I kind of like the over 1.5 earlier in the week when it was like minus 115. Now it's minus 210. I hate that. Shara knockout, best price is what, minus 140? Minus 135. And I think that hits, but I'm kind of iffy on it. But yeah, Shara should win this fight, and I think he probably does touch the chin of Bario at some point. But yeah, nothing's really sticking out for me on this one either. What is this profile picture? Looks like a couple corn dogs. like a couple corn dogs to me. I'm on Asu because of the judges and short notice. Yeah, Ocho is taking on short notice. I forgot about that. Couple weeks, right? Corn dogs and that's a horrible combination. It's a horrible combination, but it is what it is. Char is so much better. This looks like the scam setup. Yeah, he's a lot better. I don't really think it's that close. Char bounce back fight, agreed. Char a bullet, agreed. MAB inside the distance in rounds 2 and 3, and then I can retire. That'd be crazy, man. That'd be crazy. Shara is pure evil. Yeah, he's not the best guy in the world. Not the best guy in the world. Let's see. MAB decision plus 1100. It's one of those where if it does go to decision and it is competitive, you're probably going to be very upset because they're 100% giving it to Shara. But yeah, plus 1100 is crazy because I don't think he's finishing Shara because Shara is extremely durable. Do you have a best value? What's up, Big Tit Nurse? Do you have a best bet value for DFS? Best value would be for cash games for value. I kind of like Marcus McGee 6,900 for cash because I think at the very least this fight's going to get extended, if not go the full 15. Going to be a lot of volume each way. So I like Marcus McGee a lot in cash games. In tournaments for value, I think really the main event, like Robert Whittaker 8,400. I think that could look in hindsight value. On the flip side, the Ritter 7,800. If he's winning, it's going to look like hindsight value because he probably finishes in the first or second round. I think Krillov 8,700 could look like value if he shows up and fights smart and gets the fight down to the ground as well. Am I the only one that thinks Shara sucks? I hope Bario holds him against the cage and wins a boring decision. F that pirate. Do I think he sucks? I don't think he sucks at all, to be honest. I think has a very good kicking game. He's been working on that wrestling, that takedown defense. I don't think he sucks at all, actually. Do I think he's a little bit overrated? Maybe, but I don't think he sucks. But overrated, yeah, overrated a little bit. Ochoa KO Nicolau almost finished Asu multiple times. Yeah, that KO is going to be live if he can stuff some takedowns. Bucha KO and MMA decision would be huge for that would be huge. Is Big Tit Nurse single asking for a friend? I'm not entirely sure about that. No problem, Big Tit Nurse. I really like McGee here. He's not standing in front of you. He moves and got KO power. Brady, don't tell me, Big Tit. So my wife is a nurse, and she does have big tits, but no, that is not my wife. That is not my wife. At least I don't think. Maybe. And I don't know. I'll have to ask her. I don't think she's on X. MVP is elite. Yeah, MVP is elite. He's elite. If MVP is fighting somebody who's going to strike with him, MVP is going to win that fight more often than not. And we get to see MVP at UFC 319 against Jared Cannonier. It would be dumb for MVP to stay at range. I hope he makes it greasy. Yeah, he needs to make it a little greasy. All right, let's move on to the next fight. We have Petr Yan going against Marcus McGee. And so for me, this is how I'm kind of attacking the fight. I'm not laying minus 340 on Petr Yan. I just think that's kind of silly because I don't think he's going to look minus 340 early. Petr Yan's a guy that is a slow starter, and Marcus McGee is a fast starter. So I kind of feel like maybe looking at this fight from a live bet perspective, kind of watch round 1 play out and maybe get a much better line than minus. I'd be kind of surprised if Petr Yan is minus 340 on the live line after the first round. I could be wrong, but I think Yan's going to start slow. Marcus McGee's going to start fast. And then once Yan starts to get his reads, that's when he's going to kind of take over in round 2, round 3, and start to put it on McGee a little bit. So yeah, maybe looking at Yan from a live bet. I think the Yan late props could be interesting as well. They're pretty big numbers. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this fight. And then, like I said, from a DFS perspective, from a cash game perspective, I think McGee is a very solid look in cash. He's super cheap, and I think he can extend this fight. And if it does go the distance, then even if he loses the fight, like he's going to put up a solid floor because he is very high volume. So, yeah, great fight. And it's a weird fight for me because it's like a big giant step down in competition for Jan, and it's a big giant step up in competition for Marcus McGee. So it's kind of a weird fight in that aspect of things. But yeah, I think Jan should win. But minus 340, no thank you. Love the McGee upset. It'd be a massive upset. It would be a very massive upset in my opinion. Because Jan is only losing to guys like Merab. Guys like Sterling, barely losing to Sterling. Win should win. Win should win. Ryan's on the McGee train, plus 5.5, minus 150 hedge with Jan. That's actually a great way to play it. That's actually a great way to play it because I think McGee can win the first round. And Jan KO 2-3, I think, is actually in play as well. Piotr Jan. I got Jan. Reaper head kick KO. Love to hear it. All right. Let's keep moving on. It is the main event. We have 650 here. If you have not already, be sure to smash the like button. It is much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel as well. Me and Uncle Weezy will be going live tomorrow night, 10:15 Eastern time, not a second late, breaking down. I think we have 2 Apex cards in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I know for sure next week is an Apex card, and it's looking pretty solid. So looking forward to that. Fat Budai is getting his ass shaved. I hope so. I'm on the Bucha side there. All right, let's keep moving on to the main event. Main event time. Robert Whittaker going against Reinier de Ridder. And yeah, I have actually a lot more action on this fight than I wanted to. I'm very big on the fight doesn't go to decision here. And the reason being is I struggle to see this fight going 25 minutes because if de Ridder is winning this fight, he's taking Whittaker down in the first round and he's submitting him. He's getting him out of there. If de Ridder is not winning this fight, it means that he's not able to get takedowns. Whittaker's able to keep the fight on the feet. And when it's on the feet, I mean, Whittaker's going to have the most astronomical striking advantage you're ever going to see. I mean, this guy de Ridder was getting outstruck by Gerald Meerschaert. So I think this fight finishes at a high clip, or at least a much higher clip than the minus 265 indicates. So I do have the fight doesn't go to decision in 2 parlays. The size difference worried me for sure. You know, I was expecting de Ridder to look bigger than Whittaker, but I was not expecting de Ridder to look 3 weight classes bigger than Whittaker. So that's a concern for me. But yeah, I think somebody's getting served here. I think the under 2.5 is actually decent at plus money. And I have my night pretty much comes down to the Liao fight finishing and the main event fight finishing. And I think it does. De Ridder's been finished in both of his losses, both by knockout. One fight he got knocked out. The other fight he quit. Was completely death-gassed in the 3rd round in the GM3 fight. And luckily for him, GM3 was even more death-gassed. And at the end of the fight, de Ridder just laid there and couldn't get up. I mean, I just don't think de Ridder has the cardio to go 25 minutes. I think if he's winning, he will win dominantly, but it will be early. And if he's not winning early, I think Whittaker's going to kind of destroy him down the back stretch of the fight. So yeah, violence for me, that's kind of how I'm attacking it. Took a hard look at Whittaker by knockout, but I just took the fight doesn't go decision because I think it covers all of de Ridder's win. If de Ridder won a decision, I'd be like stunned. I just don't see that being possible. So yeah, I like violence here. European DDP is crazy. And that's another reason I didn't really want to get to a Whittaker bet, especially at minus 150. I was hoping money came in on de Ridder throughout the week, but it does feel like a DDP situation where, you know, de Ridder, it's so bad. Like, he has no cardio. He has no striking, but he just keeps on winning, man. He keeps on winning. The Albazi Tyra card is going to be good. Yeah, it is going to be a good one. I'm looking forward to these next couple cards, actually. They all look pretty good on paper. I went big on the over 1.5 and the over 2.5 in the Yaya fight. I like the over 1.5 in that Yaya fight. I think if there is a finish, it's like a late win fight. Finney pulled out. Yeah, smart move by Finney there, pulling out of that fight. To go from GM3, Holland, and Bo Nickel to the Reaper is a massive step up. Yeah, astronomical step up in competition, but he has a path. Haven't tuned in for a minute. No more best bet show. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just hard to get people on. It's very hard. It's harder than you think to get people on week in and week out. So I don't know. How crazy would you rate a McGee upset? Not entirely. You know what? Not entirely crazy at all, because we've seen sometimes where Jan starts slow, and it could be one of those fights where Jan starts slow and he waits a little bit too long to get going, right? And all of a sudden, he's down 2 rounds, and then he gets going, right? So I could see a situation where Jan starts a little bit too slow and doesn't get started quick enough, and McGee's a fast starter, so I wouldn't rate it as like the craziest upset in the world. Liked RDR before the weigh-ins, definitely like him now. Yeah, the weigh-ins scared me for sure. Is Jan younger than McGee? Yeah, I think he's 4 years younger. McGee's 35. I think Jan's 31. Comparing RDR to DDP is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, like a million people have said that this week, and they're just comparing like the weird, awkward styles. You know, they're not similar fighters. They're just weird, awkward styles. That's what they're comparing, Mr. D. I like RDR's size, but he's very hittable. Budai told me he would come on best bet. All right, we'll get Budai on. We'll get Budai on. A chance for, yeah, that's his path. That's his path. Bario fights like Petrosian. People don't talk about Rob's teeth getting shattered enough. Yeah, it looks like he got some new teeth. They look nice. I think that's why Pirate is, yeah, he should beat Bario. All right, let's do a quick recap, and then we will head out of here. Fight's kicking off in about 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, we get to see Marcus Buchecha versus Martin Budai. Buchecha, I think Buchecha should finish Budai in the first round and a half, 2 rounds. If not, I think it's going to get greasy and get very sloppy and disgusting. But I'm hoping Buchecha finishes him early. Stephen Wynn, I'd be shocked if he lost, but I really could see him throwing this fight. I mean, we talked about it. This guy's getting paid, what, 10 to show, 10 to win? It wouldn't be shocked me if somebody cut him a 100K check to go out there and throw the fight, get the win to the hometown guy. This fight sketches me out. Yaya win. Win should not lose to this guy, but it could be rigged. Oslon, Elcana, pass. Ribas, Reichi, pass. Damon Blackshere, Grant. I like the fight doesn't go -110. Blackshere by sub +215. That's not a bad. I mean, that should hit if he fights smart. If he doesn't fight smart, Grant by knockout could hit. But I like the fight doesn't go. Covers a couple paths there. Liao fight doesn't go to decision as a parlay piece. Liao KO. Liao inside the distance. Liao should really make this look quite easy. Passing in the Mitchell fight, but I think there are some interesting ways to play it. If you like Mitchell by decision. If you like Syed by sub +400 can be worth a sprinkle, but I'm sitting back and watching this one. Krillov, Guskov under 1.5 is solid, even though it's taken some steam. I have fight won't start round 3 in a parlay, but I like violence there. Was looking to maybe get on Krillov, but I'm worried about him. Dude looks like he's aged like 20 years. I'm a buy of Ochoa. Another pick'em type fight where it's a tough one to call. Might look to live bet it if Ochoa is able to, stuff some of these takedowns, or more importantly, get back up if he gets taken down. But yeah, tough fight. And then Shara should beat Bario pretty handily. Could be a decision, could be a knockout. Maybe look to live bet Jan. Don't lay -340 on him. And then maybe Jan 2-3 props could be interesting. McGee +3.5 is also interesting if you like McGee. I think he could win the first round. And then Whittaker, Ditter, I have fight doesn't go decision in 2 parlays, so I need that fight to finish, whether it's a Whittaker knockout, whether it's an early RDR sub. I need the main event to finish, and that's pretty much all I have for today there. What's up, Jay? Good to see you. Good luck, everyone. Thanks, Brady. Thank you, Tom, for hanging out. Budai beats both these guys, so who cares? I'll turn off the card after Budai fights. I don't know about that, man. Appreciate you, Ryan. Best of luck to you today. Budai is going to win. I hope not, but we'll see. We got 4-ounce sniper with the dono. Time to penetrate the bookies. Hashtag pipe it up. Thank you, 4-ounce sniper. Hopefully we can go out there and pipe him, man. Best of luck to you today. All right, everybody. Gonna head out. Best of luck, Anthony Hernandez. Can't wait to watch your fight against Roman Dolidze in a couple weeks. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, guys, I'm going to head out. Best of luck, everybody, for UFC Abu Dhabi. Do me a huge favor. Like on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10:15 Eastern Time, but not a second late, with Uncle Weezy on Stat Diggers. See you guys later.